What's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today we're going to look at the first part of the Warlords of Draenor legendary questline, Call of the Archmage. Now, you start this in your garrison by talking to the Khadgar's servant. Now, luckily, he's not going to take you around a 30-minute tour of Shattrath City this time. He's just going to send you over to Khadgar's Mage Tower, which is over in Talador and Zengar. It's kind of like the Zengar Marsh area. There's not really a specific Zengar Marsh area in Warlords of Draenor. There's just kind of Zengar Marsh everywhere. And so at least like in the water, and there's like, I don't know, what are those things called? Mushrooms. That's right, mushrooms. And so you pretty much go over there. Now this is like really not that hard to do, guys. I would say like I got all this done. You could get all this done honestly in like a day outside of the Apexis crystals. And so you come right in through here, and you can jump down and maybe die. I don't really know. But you don't even have to do any of that. You're going to come right down here and into Zengar, and there's going to be like these two little, I don't know, they're just like his other elementals, his like arcane elementals, and you click on the portal, and the portal is going to fly you over to Khadgar's tower. See, that's his tower. Not as good as Karazhan, but, you know, it's alright, and I had to invite that guy to my guild also, because, I don't know, I think that guy was actually turned out to be an idiot, but I don't even remember. Anyway, so as soon as you get to Khadgar's tower, you pretty much go and talk to him, and this is your first step for the legendary quest. Now, this is pretty much going to involve going through a lot of 5-man dungeons on heroic difficulty, and the first one that we're going to go on to is Skyreach. Now, what pretty much all this is that you have to kill the last boss of, I think it's like 4 or 5 different heroics, and so you have to get this pure selenium band from the, what's his name, Virix or something like that, High Sage Virix. And again, that's over in, what's it called, Skyreach. And here he is, and we're just killing him. I'm not going to show the whole fight, guys, because that would, I mean, guys, let's be real, that would take forever, right? And so I kind of want to keep this kind of shorter, at least to where, you know, we're not really talking about irrelevant stuff too much. And so there he is, he's dead. And so all these items, it's real easy. You just loot them from the boss. Like, there's no kind of, I don't know, no kind of weird stuff that you have to do, or channel something onto them, or find some little different item. There's one, like, box that you have to find. They're on the ground. Like, they're very easy to find. So there's the first one. And apparently you get this band, like, I guess, well, I'll keep on wanting to say, yeah, no, it is Kargath. I was going to say Korgath. Wait, no, is it Khadgar? It's Khadgar. Oh, my God. The Khadgar, he needs this ring. And what he's going to do with his ring is he's going to, like, empower it or something like that. Now, I'm not entirely sure why he's doing this. Well, I am, in a way. What's going on is, like, Khadgar, like, #1 person, there's the ring you can get. It's 640. The first level is 640, and the second level is 680. And so you can get this 640 ring. Yo, you get this 640 ring just by doing Skyreach. Like, it's so easy. Like, this is something that you can get on the first day of the expansion, right? So there's no reason not to just get this done as soon as possible. And so this triggers like an RP event. Now, I kind of wanted to show the RP events because, you know, I know there are some other nerds like myself who want to see this, even though I actually didn't even pay attention to what the hell was going on at all. Basically, Khadgar, all right, let me tell you guys. So Khadgar comes back in time, and Khadgar hates Gul'dan. Okay, like that is like his arch nemesis is Gul'dan. I don't really know why. I think like Khadgar is like the ultimate, like, I guess, like alliance or like good mage. I guess you could say, yeah. I guess, like, I mean, even more than like Jaina, because I mean, yo, he's got fucking attached, right? So I mean, like, who else is gonna even have any kind of problem? There's Gul'dan, by the way. He's setting everything on fire, green fire, by the way, because I guess he's demonology warlock, and so. He obviously is a huge pain in Khadgar's ass, and so what Khadgar is doing is he's pretty much gearing you up to kill Gul'dan because he doesn't want to go kill him himself. I don't really know why. Like, that would have saved everybody some time. It would have saved you guys about, I don't know, probably 15 minutes. And so that's all right. But either way, he's going to make this ring. There you can see there's the one ring to rule them all, and it's really not. It's just 640 ring, not a big deal. This is a lot like if you guys played back in the day. ICC, and in ICC you were able to like get this ring, and then like the higher reputation you got with the Ashen Vanguard or something like that. I don't even remember. It's like the reputation in ICC. The better quality ring you'd get, and you'd end up with like a really good ring at the end. And what's going to happen here is, see, there's the ring, and I'll explain the rest of that in a second. There's a core of flame, and so after you get the first ring, you have to get these 3 different, these 3 different items from 3 different bosses, and in just the different heroics. And you also have to get, what is it, 4,956, something like that. Pexus crystals. Why? I mean, he's a fucking mage. Who knows why? You know, it's just what he likes to do. Now, you can get 2 of these rings, okay? The trick, obviously, is that you can't wear 2 rings, because, I mean, that would be ridiculous, right? You wearing 2 640 rings on the first of the expansion, that would be crazy. But if you want to get another ring, I'm going to show you guys this again at the end of the video to show you guys the second level. There, it's this gnome outside. It's like 500 gold. It's not even a big deal. It's not like the legendary cloak where you got to spend, I don't even remember how much was that, 7,000 gold? 7,000 gold to get a new one. And so that's really great. So if you want to get one for tank, one for DPS, one for healing, you know, whatever, it's really not that much of a pain in the ass to get it. Now, the 3 cores that you have to get, the first one you get is from Gerthog. I can never pronounce that. I don't think there's even a correct way to pronounce it. But either way, the first one that you get is obviously from Gerthog. I think this is a core of flame. And again, like this is like, by the way, this might be a little bit longer because I was actually doing an achievement here, and I was really happy that I got it done because this is actually with a pug. And so anyway, I'll go over that in another video. But what you really need to know for this video is that you just loot Gerthog, and he's going to give you the core of flame. Now, one thing that I also thought was awesome about this is that these items, I don't really think that they take up an inventory slot. Now, I could be wrong about that, or there just could be some kind of a bug, but I don't think that they do. And so I'm going to see here in just a second. See, I don't have any inventory. And let me see. I'm not really entirely sure. I want to make sure that I'm right here. Yeah, I just looted it, and so, you know, it didn't even really make a difference. But the next one here is from Yalnu. Now, he's the last boss in the Everbloom heroic. And I forgot to turn on the camera as I recorded, but rest assured, I actually looted the item. I'm not lying to you. And the third one here, you're going to get this one from the Skylord Torva, and she's the last, I have no idea how to pronounce that name either, but pretty much you kill her and you're going to get the core of iron. Big surprise, you get the Grimrail Docks, you know, it's like the Iron Horde's main base of operations over there in Blackrock Foundry. I think it's over there in Blackrock Foundry. I have no idea. Yeah, it is. It's like kind of connected to that. And so you kill her. Now this is a little bit different because you got to click a special item. So like after you kill her, you actually don't get the item from killing her. You have to go and like you do this cutscene because I guess like the train goes off the rails, and I don't know how you're not dead, but apparently somehow you've survived even though the train is in this, you know, gigantic pile of wreckage. And so after that, there's going to be this little item over here. There it is. You just click on this thing, and it's going to give you the core of iron. And so that's really all it takes to get those 3. After you get all 3 of those, and then also the Apexis crystals, that's whenever you can start the next part of the quest. And I think that if you turn in, what is it? You'll see here. You don't actually have to turn in all of them in order to get the next part for Terran Gore, who actually, by the way, he's actually Terran Gorefiend. But because the timelines were changed, he's not Terran Gorefiend anymore, and he's just a warlock. He's not a Death Knight. And so I thought that was pretty cool, especially, you know, I always liked Terran Gorefiend because, I don't know, he's just a Death Knight. I thought it was cool. And so whenever you get all the different cores, you go back to Khadgar, obviously, and you turn them in. And after you turn all 3 of them in, you can get the Terran Gore. You don't actually have to turn in the Apexis crystals at this point. I don't know if that's going to change or not. But if you do, then whatever. And Terran Gorefiend, or Terran Gore, he is in, what's it called? I pronounced this one wrong like 15 times. Like I think it's like Auchendoon or something like that. I always say Auchan because, you know, I've first learned the word when I was like 16 or something like that, so I have really no idea. But it's the last boss, and I think Auchendoon, and pretty much you kill him, again, it has to be on heroic, and it's not in the chest either, it's like his blood, and see, I didn't even know that, and so I was going to the chest, so I was like, yo, I'm about to get this, his blood, but why is his blood going to be in the chest? It's like, this is their protected stuff, and they've already got his blood in the chest. Like, it sounds like they wouldn't even need my help if that was the case, right? And so you go over and you get the corrupted blood, Terran Gore. There it is. You got it. And so after this, guess where you go? You go back to Khadgar and you say, listen, I got his blood. You know, what else do you got for me? And so here we are, and we're going back to Khadgar. And this is going to be another, like, I guess, like small RP event. And there's a lot of RP going on here because obviously this is like a legendary quest. You know, Khadgar is trying to, I don't know, kill Gul'dan and like stop the timelines from coming together and whatever else. And so at this point, he wants you to follow him. He's going to do like little thing. He's trying to find Gul'dan because, again, as I said before, it's like Gul'dan is like his arch nemesis. And so he's like doing a spell right here, and apparently Gul'dan knows about it. And then he for whatever reason, Gul'dan stops him from figuring out where he is. And so he's trying to do that, and watch. Gul'dan's going to pop out of here and say, no, not today. Not today, Khadgar. I'm very tricky. And see, that's what Khadgar's worried about Gul'dan, because he's tricky, okay? And that's what he doesn't like. See, there he is. He blows away. He blows up his spell, and he's mad. See, Khadgar's mad. But it's not even going to be a big deal because you got a ring either way. It doesn't matter if Khadgar's mad or not. You're still getting your ring. And so as soon as you do this, you're going to get this quest, and it's going to take you to Nagrand. And that's the end of all of the like the dungeons that you have to do. And so if you just do, I guess it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dungeons, you're going to get this 680 ring. Now, I don't think that you'll be able to complete the entire quest line without doing the Apexis crystals, and so this might take you a few days to get done. And so just because you have to like wait a certain amount of time to collect Apexis crystals, I'd say like 4 days if you farm a lot of Apexis crystals, and 5 if you don't. I would not really suggest farming a lot of Apexis crystals. It's very unfun. And so anyway, here we are in Nagrand. Now I'm going to have a couple cuts here. I do apologize for that. What happened is that, like, I don't know why, like, my internet is just like really shitty right now. And so this is just like, it's been going on for a while, and I disconnected a couple times. But it's obvious here what you have to do is you just run through and you hit these temporal anomalies, and it starts like a little bit of an RP event. Now what happened here, I'll tell you guys, is that, see, Garrosh, like Karos is very crafty, okay? See, there's Garrosh. Garrosh is still in chains because Karos took him. But see, the problem is that Garrosh is not, Garrosh is a wild beast, okay? You can't control Garrosh. He's a wild fucking beast. And so even though he's in chains, he killed Karos, alright? And so he's done, he's killed Karos, and he's like, alright, that's it. I'm going to go down here. I'm going to go talk to my dad, you know, because I came back in time. Now, this is pretty much you're playing out the different scenario, or the storyline, because you're like going back in time and like looking what happened. And see, there he is again. And like they're pretty surprised that he killed Karos, but they didn't even like Karos anyway. So I think that it's just like they're kind of mad that they weren't able to do it instead of him. I have no idea, actually. This is my first time ever doing this, and so I went the wrong way. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And so after that, I realized that, and I turned around because, you know, I didn't want to be looking too stupid on camera. But either way, you come up right up this little path here. And so anyway, so Karos takes Garrosh back in time. Now, Karos has like this master plan. He thinks that he's, I don't know, he's like Loki or something like that, where he's going to like get all of the Iron Horde to help him do some kind of a thing. Now, this is what, oh, and this thing spawns. Like, this really doesn't even matter. It has like 150,000 health, and you kill it. Like, it doesn't even matter, right? But it's just a mob, and I disconnected while I killed the mob. Like, that's how easy this mob is to kill. I disconnected, I came back, it was dead. Alright? So don't even worry about it. There is, like, going to be, like, a mini-boss you have to fight. You have to, like, go back in time and fight Karos, I guess. And so that was pretty clever. But either way, it's not quite yet. So they're trying to figure out right now, is like, why did Garrosh kill Karos? Because, like, Karos, you know, kind of did him real solid here, like taking him back in time and preventing him from getting killed, right? And so here it is, like, Khadgar, here's Khadgar is, and he's like, well, see, Karos, like, turned himself into an orc, alright? Why did that happen? Probably because he didn't want to know, he didn't want other people to know that he's there, you know? That kind of makes sense. And I'm about to DC again real quick, but it's just going to be a cut. And so you just walk right up over there to, like, the kind of little grove of trees here, and then see, there's Karos dead, and that's actually is Karos. It just shows him as an orc because, again, you know, he's trying to be sneaky, but, you know, Chromie and Khadgar, they figured him out already. Like, they already know, because look at that, they got rid of his disguise, but he's still dead. And so what we're going to do now is we're, like, going to do round 2. It's like, because they said that they weren't able to kill him, and so they're like, yo, we need to kill him anyway. We're going to resurrect him. Pretty much, we're going to go back in time and kill him again, just so we can make sure that he's double dead, right? And so that's what we're going to do, and, like, you can select your role here, because this is like a mini-boss thing, And so I selected my role as a tank. I probably should have just done it as a DPS. I don't think it would really matter. Like, if knowing like Blizzard, there's probably no way to really fail this. But seems like I almost died once. And like, you get a damage buff, and there he is right there. And he's going to turn into a dragon at some point, and he pretty much just shoots the stuff at you. Now Chromie's just going to heal you the entire time, right? So it's not a big deal. A couple other things going to happen. There's going to be these things that can come down on the sky, as you can see to my right. And if they hit the ground, you take damage, and I think it might like knock you back or something like that. Think Blood Council in ICC. It's the exact same thing, as you can see. There, see, it just hit, and like I didn't know about it, and so like it was a problem for me. But guys, it doesn't even really matter. Like, this is really easy to do. I think like he summons another big ad, like a large ad that's I don't know, like Elite or something like that. But again, like this is this is more or less just an RP event. This is like a LFR level difficulty, so I wouldn't get too stressed out about this. I guess like I probably will mess this up on one of my alts because I'm just terrible at playing it. Probably my druid, because I suck at playing my druid. But either way, you guys can pretty much see what's going on here. And I thought this was really cool. Like, I was doing this legendary quest, and man, this is so much better than the Pandaria legendary quest. Now see here he's at 50%, so it's like, okay, this is it. You know, it's like Dragon Ball Z, where like you get the guy down to like almost dead, right, or like halfway dead, and he's like, okay, now I'm gonna go into my powerful form, because before I didn't want to, because, you know, like, I don't know why, because it wouldn't be very cinematic that way. And so this is the same thing. Now ripples in time. As I said, this is my first time ever doing it, but I figure every single time I've ever seen something like this happen, you get behind a rock and you don't die. Guess what? I got behind a rock and I didn't die. It was amazing. And so after that, you pretty much just go through the motions and kill this thing. This kind of took me a while. I wish that it went a little bit faster. I had pretty good gear doing this. Y'all are probably not going to have that good gear at doing it, but if you can see here, there's really not a lot of danger. And I didn't really use my cooldowns, or I just pretty much jerked around. And so eventually he's going to die. Like, that's just the way it goes. And so Khadgar is going to be pretty happy about it. You know, it's like, he's happy, Chromie's happy, look at, she's cheering around. You know, finally killed Keras. Everybody hates that guy. And so now we're going to go and we're going to talk to Khadgar again. And this is what's going to happen at the end of it. And we're going to be sent back over to Khadgar's Mage Tower. And he's going to give us our better ring because we just killed Keras. And this is going to be the first step to the legendary questline. Now, this is supposed to be like a legendary ring at the end of it. And see, there's the achievement, y'all. By the way, there's the achievement, and there's the ring. And so this is really the end of the first part. Now, I'm going to show you guys what the start of the second part is going to be, just because I kind of want y'all to know that, and I already had it recorded, and so it'd probably be a good idea anyway. And so he gives you a portal. Finally, he gives you a fucking portal. He hasn't been giving me portals the entire time. Like, he sends me over to the Grand. He can't even give me a portal over to the Grand, but I guess he can give me a portal over to this Mage Tower. Actually, that does make sense. I don't know why I'm getting mad about that. And so anyway, because, you know, that's like his Mage Tower. It's like his house. So he's probably got his Hearthstone there. But anyway, so you go back to Khadgar, and you say, yo, I'm back. And then you say that you're ready. And he does another RP event. Now, this one is not really as long, so that's good. But I'm going to take a drink, because I've been talking a lot. Here's what he's saying. That you've got to get artifacts from the Ogre Empire. Why? Who the fuck knows? But for whatever reason, Khadgar thinks that they're going to help him catch Gul'dan. And pretty much that's what's going to happen here, hopefully, at the end of the expansion. So I'll trust in him. Now, he wants you to stand in this thing. Apparently it kills you, but it doesn't actually kill you. I don't know how this works. But anyway, slightly killed, so I don't know. But either way, it's probably some kind of like time thing. And so this is a power unleashed. You know, it sounds like a guild for 12-year-olds, but it's actually the legendary quest line. And there's the signet here, the timeless signet, and it's 680 item level, as I said before. And yo, you get 1 gold too. So I mean, like, this is like a win-win. You know, you get your 680 ring and 1 gold. I think you got 30 silver too. And so here's what you have to do here. You have to get 2 items from, the first item is from the boss after the Twin Ogron. I don't remember exactly which one, but it's a boss in High Mall. And the second one is from Epetra, or whatever, it's the last boss in High Mall. And the second quest that you're getting here is the Legacy of the Sorcerer Kings. And this is where you basically pick up rocks in High Mall. And if you pick up enough rocks, Khadgar is going to probably give you another ring. And so I'm going to go back over to this guy one last time because this is the end of the video here. And as you can see, you can also buy the new ring, and it's a little bit more expensive, but if it's only 1,000 gold, that's really not that bad. So I bought one for tank, or one for DPS, and then I pretty much call it a day. And so anyway, that's the first part of the legendary quest. Really easy to do. I enjoyed it a lot. Hopefully you will too. That's really all I've got. You can only have one ring equipped, by the way. I think I already said that, but I'll say it again. But anyway, that's pretty much all I've got. Thanks for watching, and like, comment, subscribe.